On the 26th of January 1944, General Omaha Bradley, the Supreme Commander of the American forces, formed in these buildings the 1st United States Army Group. It consisted of the 3rd US Army, which is the 20th and the 12th Corps, and the 7th Armored Division, which was a tank unit. It looks an imposing building, but there was no soldiers here. It was a phantom army. One of the reasons I think why the Phantom Army was established here was because the buildings were already the headquarters of the American military police, the Snowdrops, who were looking after the security and safety of the American forces using the Saracen's Head, which was the rest home, and also Boreham Airfield and other military. It would be an absolute perfect cover. You'll be used to seeing Americans in the building, and that was it. So yeah, they were absorbed nicely into the network. Because it was the headquarters of the American military police, obviously access to the building will be a very, very difficult thing, so that they knew from the security point of view they were safe in their other activities. It was designed to fool the Germans into thinking that the forthcoming invasion of Europe would take place in the Calais area, whereas in actual fact what we were doing was pulling a hoax. The idea was to fool the Germans, and this was done by relaying information from England to the Germans via a spy who had been turned. It was a Nazi spy codenamed Garbo, who was feeding the German information which was supplied by MI5. The whole operation was called Fortitude, Operation Fortitude, and was instigated to fool the Germans. How it was done was, all around the Kent coast were dummy tanks, blow-up tanks, tents, feeding units. They even had a machine which could lay false lorry tracks across a field. This was staffed by a minimum number of soldiers who were made available with false insignia and shoulder flashes. They made themselves well known in the area, all around the Kent coast, Kent and Sussex coast. Omaha Bradley, when he set this up, appointed General Blood and Guts Patton to take command of this fictitious unit. The General Patton, who had been disgraced by assaulting a soldier in Italy, was brought back to this country, and much to his disgust was placed in charge of this fusade group. But it was a phantom army. It consisted mainly of false radio messages from the headquarters in Chelmsford to the outlying places in Kent and Sussex, although some of them, the Armoured Division, was supposedly based at Hatfield Peveril. Nothing physical, it was a pure phantom army, but lots and lots of radio traffic which they knew the Germans was eavesdropping on. The equipment hidden in the Kent coast area was very badly disguised, very badly hidden, so it was easily spotted by German aircraft who were passing overhead on missions. There is no evidence that General Patton actually visited the place, but he was in command in theory. But as it was a phantom, who knows? They're all ghosts. A lot of the radio traffic was generated from these buildings in Chelmsford. Why they picked Chelmsford, we don't know. But it is possible that it may have been the Marconi research helping, but there again, we don't know. The trouble is, a lot of this, after checking with our American sources, a lot of the information is still classified. With no way of finding out, even though I've got some very good contacts in America, we just can't find out. But it looks as though there may well have been walkie-talkie traffic, etc., generating from Hatfield Peveril and from the Kent coast, but we can't prove anything, I'm afraid. After D-Day, the 6th of June 1944, this place was closed down the following day. and units dispersed through operational units. So there it is. But nevertheless, the history lingers on, and it's a building with a past, and well worth commemorating.